Hello YouTube. I'm going to do an example repair for someone and I'll upload it to my channel so others can benefit from it as well. So it's about this image. You see a large gray block. Stops decoding the image at some point. The customer got JPEG Repair and he tried to repair it, but I think he used the extract option, and so he got this. If you I will show, it's actually an 1620 times 1080 resolution extracted embedded JPEG, while the original file, photo is supposed to be 5472 times 3648, so a larger resolution and probably higher quality file. So ideally we want to repair the kaput file. So I will start JPEG Repair, and then I'll and rather than the extract mode we need the batch mode, and I open the folder browser, I drag one of the files into here, so I'm immediately in the right folder. And then we select the corrupt file and we click Repair. And we immediately see that the gray block is not in fact a gray block. It actually contains data. Just click away error messages. Most of the times you can click away error messages. They're just information. And now my cat is going to do something stupid. Now, but we see that the image at some point kind of shifts and the colors are off, and we can actually probably fix this if we just could see where the corruption starts. It starts right here, so we're going to click here, double click there, and we're going to load the MCU editor tool by clicking this how do you call it? Grid button. And the grid representing MCUs. The little blocks of pixels. And so we need to do two things. We need to realign the data and we need to fix the colors. We realign data by deleting a couple of MCUs. And we see it shifts the right direction. And so MCUs are basically the little building blocks of often 8 by 8 pixels, 8 by 16 pixels. That's the smallest unit a JPEG will encode and compress. And so basically we're now deleting a couple of those blocks. So when the image decoder starts decoding from the top of the image line by line. You can imagine if we delete a couple of those building blocks, the rest will shift. The blocks following it will shift. And so one more. One more. Right. And now we see the information. Basically, JPEG encodes these little building blocks by defining, of course, the pixels, but the brightness and the colors. It uses 3 values basically. I always forgot what they're called. Luminance, I believe, and well, basically a blue channel and a red channel. And so now we can try make the portion of the image above the corruption and below the corruption. We can try to make it match again. I think we need to make it a little less bright, and we see a lot of green, and the greens you counter by adding blue and red. A little more. So 2 less of the red channel and 2 less of the blue channel will result in greenish haze, a greenish haze. And then when you play with those 2 channels, you may at some point notice you have a little too much red, and so then you reduce the red a little and increase the blue again, just to get rid of the greens. And basically this is experimenting, and if you lose track, you basically have these 3 reset buttons here to start over again. And a little more blue, I guess. So I'm reducing red a little. I think there's too much red. We're almost there. I'm looking at the boundary where the corrupt data and this is basically a matter of being very patient and trying to concentrate on the little changes that happen when you make these very small changes here. Okay, so now basically we have now the 5472 times 3648 image. It's now repaired. And if we go to the folder, this is the file. So you can see it has got the right dimensions. And it's now back to normal. I only have one image to demonstrate this with, so I cannot do another one. But basically, this is how you can do a repair like this. Should I repeat? I'll open the corrupt image again. Repair, you click repair. Basically, when it's indexing, it's mapping the image to a grid of MCUs. So that we then can click on one specific point and then it knows which MCU to edit. So you open the file, you click repair, and then suppose you still see the gray block here. It will probably tell you something like it expected this many MCUs to decode after the progress bar ran, but it only found this many MCUs. So for example, it's expected based on the image dimensions and the information it finds in the header to find, I don't know, 4,000 MCUs, and it starts decoding and it cannot find any MCUs after it has decoded 1,300 MCUs. Then it will pop up a message and it will tell you that it's likely that either the image is truncated. So basically, if you have a JPEG that's supposed to be 1 megabyte and you look in the Windows Explorer and you find it's only 380 kilobytes, then you know, okay, the largest portion of the file is missing. And but if you find the file has a normal size, then what you can do is you can click on this entropy thingy here in the upper right corner, and basically it will analyze the file. It will map information versus non-information and try to display this in a more graphic manner, the byte display. And so if you have a normal size JPEG and still you have got this large gray block and clicking repair did not reveal information inside the block, then you will probably find that either the file is filled with zeros partially, and you can see that in the byte map, then this kind of randomish chaotic data will all of a sudden become zeros, so the large black block. And so then part of the data simply isn't there. If the data is there and it looks all to be fine and kind of random and whatnot, then you can ask it if you're actually looking at JPEG data. And then you click this option, you tell it to run again. And it will then display a largely black background normally. And if it's a JPEG, you will have randomly distributed blue pixels all throughout the file. If, let's say, you have a large gray block, like halfway the image turns into a gray block and the size is normal and it seems to kind of filled with randomish data, then you will probably find that halfway across the file the randomly distributed blue dots will be randomly distributed red dots. And then it means that the file cannot be repaired because the file halfway is, for example, overwritten by something else and it's not actually JPEG data. So there's that, and then, but say all looks well, all random data, all JPEG data. The entropy looks right, the byte histogram looks kind of randomish, not a flat line or not some pattern that you sometimes see with repeating data that's repeated over and over, or just half the byte values used. So it uses byte values 0 up to 128 and then it stops, like a text file, for example. So if all's well, you see the image data here, because that's the biggest giveaway, of course, and then you find the start of the corruption. This can be tricky, but if you left click, it will show you sort of this zoomed in, and if you can zoom in further if you want. Now I'm zooming out. So you can basically examine this area where the good data turns into corrupt data, and then you can find the exact spot where the corruption is introduced. We clearly see here that these little MCUs all of a sudden don't look right anymore. I prefer a little zoomed out personally. So then you know where the corruption starts. I can see this little bright pixel here. I just click it, double click it, go to the MCU editor. Now suppose I'm not exactly in the right spot, I can do that. And I start deleting MCUs like I just did. You can actually see here that I'm not in the right spot, because rather than deleting MCUs at this exact boundary, I'm a couple of lines too high, and basically you just use these arrow buttons to go to the exact right, right spot. So in this case, and then you can just experiment to see if you're at the right spot. Click down one, preview, not yet there. Click down one, preview, not yet there. And another one, still not yet there. Yeah, and now we're there. So, and then you start playing with colors and realign the image data. Now, I'm not going to do it again, but because I just did that, but this was just additional information. Okay, this is it. If you have questions, let me know. JPEG Repair is not free for someone seeing this and thinks, okay, I can repair my JPEGs. It's not free. Yeah, that's it. Now,